So you've landed that amazing J1 internship in Orlando. Congratulations! But now comes the tricky part, right? Where are you actually going to live? Don't sweat it, because this is your complete insider's guide to mastering Orlando's rental market.
Okay, so when you think of Orlando, you're probably picturing this, right? Sunshine, that amazing resort-style pool on the left. But the reality, that jam-packed highway on the right, that's the part we really need to talk about. And that's what we're gonna do here. Turn that housing anxiety into total confidence by showing you how to get the dream by mastering the reality.
All right, first things first, we gotta understand the core challenge here. See, Orlando was built for tourists, right? It wasn't built like a normal, compact city for residents. And that creates this whole unique set of hurdles you've gotta be ready for.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. Unlike a dense city like New York, Orlando is a massive horizontal sprawl. What that means for you is that the usual rules for finding an apartment, they don't apply here. Your entire search has to start with one single crucial factor.
Okay, so let's dive into the single biggest mistake I see interns make, and that is falling right into what I call the transport trap. On a map, 5 miles, that's about 8 kilometers, it seems like nothing, doesn't it? A quick little trip. But what does that really mean for your day-to-day life here in Central Florida?
Yeah, believe it or not, 45 minutes, no joke. When those theme park shifts change over, major roads like the I-4 basically turn into a parking lot. And that short drive, it'll absolutely drain your time and your energy.
Which brings us to the absolute golden rule of finding housing in Orlando. Live as close to your job as you possibly can. Look, finding a cheaper apartment that's a bit further out might seem smart, but it's a total trap. You'll pay for it in commute time, gas money, and just stress.
Okay, so where should you be looking? Well, it pretty much breaks down into 3 main hubs. Got an internship near Universal or International Drive? You're going to want to focus on Metro West. If you're working in the Disney area, Kissimmee is your go-to, for sure. And for those of you at the fancy hotels on iDrive, Dr. Phillips is going to be more expensive, but that super short commute makes it totally worth it. The main takeaway here, pick your neighborhood based on where you work, period.
All right, on to the next big hurdle, money. You've just landed in the US, which means you have 0 American credit history. And guess what? Pretty much every landlord wants to see one. It can feel like you've hit a brick wall, but trust me, you haven't.
Seriously, don't worry about it. There's a simple 3-step plan that landlords in Orlando are totally used to. I mean, think about it. They work with international interns all the time. This is standard procedure for them.
Okay, this approval packet, this is your golden ticket. What you're gonna do is get your J1 offer letter, your DS 2019, your bank statements, and a copy of your passport, and put them all together in one single PDF. You hand this to a landlord, and it gives them everything they need all in one place to see you're a reliable tenant. It makes saying yes to you a no-brainer. And hey, here's a little pro tip for you. Instead of trying to convince a private landlord who might not get it, go straight to the big corporate-run apartment complexes, places like Camden or MAA. They deal with international renters constantly, so they usually have a system already in place for someone without a US credit score.
Okay, let's talk about something really important, security. You have to remember, Orlando is the vacation capital of the world, which also makes it a total hotspot for rental scams. And they are specifically designed to prey on newcomers just like you.
You have got to be so careful. Scammers will use these super professional, official-looking documents to make a completely fake listing seem 100% legit. It's shockingly easy to fall for it if you don't know what to look for.
This right here, this is the absolute classic #1 scam in Orlando, the fake villa. You're scrolling on Facebook and you see it, a gorgeous villa, private pool, the whole 9 yards, and it's listed for a price that's just way too good to be true. And that's because it is. Those photos are ripped from Airbnb, and that landlord is just waiting to take your deposit and disappear.
So, you need to be on high alert for these 3 classic traps, especially that absent landlord scam. They always have some story, right? Oh, I'm out of the country on business, and then they ask you to wire them money before you've even set foot in the place. Let me be clear, never, ever do that.
But guess what? You have a secret weapon against all of this. Florida's public records law is, and I'm not kidding, your new best friend. You can literally go online, it's totally free, and check the county records for any property address. You search the address, and it tells you the name of the legal owner. If that name doesn't match the person you're talking to, it's a scam. Walk away. It's that simple.
Okay, so we've talked about the problems. Now let's get to the solutions. Let's put all this together into a smart, step-by-step strategy to make sure you have a soft landing when you get here.
Listen up, because this is probably the single most important piece of advice in this entire guide. Do not sign a long-term lease before you arrive. Book an Airbnb or an extended stay hotel for your first 2 or 3 weeks. This gives you breathing room. It gives you time to actually go see apartments in person, meet potential roommates at your new job, and, this is huge, test out your actual commute. Now, while you're in that temporary spot, you should seriously look into co-living. It's hands down the most popular option for interns, and for good reason. It just solves so many problems in one go. The rooms are already furnished, all your utilities are included in one bill, and boom, you've got instant roommates. And in Orlando, co-living often means you get something pretty special.
And this is why it's so popular here. You get to live in one of these amazing resort-style communities. You get access to the pools, the gyms, all that great stuff. And it's all rolled into your rent. It's basically the Florida dream, but in a way that's actually practical and affordable.
So when you're ready to start your search, these are the places to go. Facebook groups are huge for finding other interns and maybe taking over a room in a lease that's already started. But again, you have to be super cautious on there. If you've already got a group of friends and you want to start a fresh lease on a whole apartment, then sites like apartments.com or Zillow are your best bet. And for something in the middle, like a furnished room for a few months with a local host, rotating room is a really great verified option.
Look, at the end of the day, finding a great place in Orlando all comes down to planning. You now know exactly what to do. You know to prioritize your location above everything else. You know how to build that approval packet, and you know how to verify every single listing to avoid scams. If you do all that, you're not just going to survive here, you're going to absolutely thrive. So, you've got the insider strategy. You know how to avoid the traps and find an amazing home here. The only question left is, are you ready for the keys to your villa? Good luck, and welcome to the Sunshine State.